welcome to Coaster Cast 2024. I'm your host, DJ. Opening weekends here at Cedar Point. I had an awesome time with my two boys making memories. I know one of my first memories was riding Space Spiral when I was 3 years old and looking down from that tower. And it was so cool to make new memories with my kiddos this year. The first ride we ever went on here at the park was Ocean Motion because it's right at the front. So my kids went on that. They were a little bit shook up, so they wanted to go on something more tranquil after that. So they wanted to go on the giant Ferris wheel, which ironically it's called Giant Wheel. We waited in line for like an hour and a half to get on that bad boy. It's because they have to space out, they have to distribute the weight evenly with each gondola with the guests. So it kind of takes a little bit for the employees to learn how to do that. I understand. So when I get on the ride, they ask me for my souvenir bottle. They said, you can't take this on. We'll give it to you when you get back. I said, okay. So we rode the ride. And when it came time for me to pick up my souvenir bottle, I asked them where it was. And they said they didn't know. And they had the audacity to tell me they weren't responsible for lost or stolen items. I said, wait a minute. You asked me for it. You didn't tell me that there was risks involved. You didn't tell me that someone could steal it. You didn't tell me those things. You didn't ask me to get off the ride. I would have got off the ride because if I would have known they were putting my souvenir bottle next to the garbage can, I would not have got on at all. Anyway, so I argued with the gentleman after I got off the ride, and he said, I will give them your name at guest services. Just go pick a new one up, because he called them and said that all I had to do was go pick up a new cup. Awesome. Sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I will know never to let this thing out of my sight. So I went all the way to guest services at the front of the park, and there was a 2-hour wait. Yes, the line just stretched for so long outside of guest services. There was 2 lines, one outside of the park and one inside of the park. So I waited in line for 2 hours. When I finally got there, I said, yeah, I was sent over here from ride host's name. I don't remember his name, from Giant Wheel. And they said, we have no idea what you're talking about. I said, really? So I explained to them my whole story about leaving the bottle with the attendant because they asked me for it and everything else. And they said they're not responsible for lost or stolen items. Okay, I get that. But come on, help me out here. Please. You know, I just spent over $600 on passes for your park for all summer. Anyway, they gave me the new souvenir bottle, and I was pretty happy with that. And they connected it to my Gold Pass. So I got my souvenir bottle, and then they also gave me a few fast passes. They said, this is for your wait in the line. So they're making up for it. They're making up for my waiting in the line because I'm missing valuable time with my children here at the park, not riding any rides and waiting in a boring line for 2 hours. So they gave me the fast pass, and I was very happy with that. So I went to Millennium Force. My uncle who went with us was watching my 2 children. I went to Millennium Force. Had to wait in a little line there. Because even with Fast Pass, you still have to wait in a line. There's still people in front of you who also have Fast Passes. So I waited and waited. And when it finally got time, I gave them my Fast Pass. And the ride host said, they're supposed to take these away from you after you use them. I'm like, I haven't used them. So he was kind of rude to me about it, thinking that I, was trying to pull one over on her. But no, it was my first time using it, and it didn't work. And she said, go to guest services. Yes, in that same way. I went to guest services, and yeah, sure enough, there was an hour wait. So I waited in this line, and when I finally get there, I explained to the clerk what was going on, and they had to get their supervisor because they didn't know why it wouldn't work either. And she said, yes, it's because Millennium Force is a Fast Pass Plus ride. Fast Pass Plus. It's different than Fast Pass, I guess. So my Fast Passes that they gave me won't work for any major roller coaster that I'd want to go on, including Top Thrill Dragster 2. Oh, I was bummed out about that. And looking back, I should have said, well, is there a way you could give me one? But I didn't. I wasn't trying to be greedy or selfish. I just left. So this year, I got the Gold Pass, not just for me, but for my 2 boys. And I got the park add-on where I can go to any other park Cedar Fair owns, including Canada's Wonderland, which we'll be doing videos on later this summer. I can't wait to bring you all the excitement from Canada's Wonderland in Toronto. I think it's in Toronto or on the outskirts of Toronto. Anyway, so I got the food add-on, which was pretty nifty. They told me that I could eat all summer for one price. Eat all summer for one. It sounds too good to be true. Well, it was $160. I paid for it. And when I went to go use it, I tried it at this place right here by me, this brisket place, smoked brisket right by Magnum XL. And I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but it was really good. And they gave me a side with it, and I was really happy with that. When it came time to leave, I was going to get a little bit more food before I left, and I waited through another long line. Lines are a thing at Cedar Point. Come prepared for waiting. Wear comfortable shoes. Play on your phone. Do something. Well, you can't always play on your phone in line, because when you do, people behind you will get mad because the line will have progressed quite a bit, and you'll be standing there and they'll be like, "Sir, you got to move forward." Anyway, so I got some food before I was leaving, and they told me that it was too early. I said, "What?" I should have read all the fine print before I purchased these, but I was trusting Cedar Point. I trusted them. I thought that they were going to take care of me. I thought they're not going to rip me off or anything like that, and they didn't rip me off, but they don't tell you these things when you purchase the add-ons. So it was too early. They make you wait a specific time before you can get another plate of food. And if you're at Cedar Point for 12 hours from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., you're going to get hungry a lot. And another thing is they only allow you to have 2 meals a day. 2 meals a day, one side for 12 hours. No, for me, at least, it's not enough. I'm sorry. It's not enough for me. I don't know if it's enough for you. Maybe if you're a smaller woman or something like that, it'd be for you. But the food here was delicious. I'm not complaining about the food, except for Panda Express. I went there yesterday, and I got some rice, and it was a little bit warm, and the orange chicken wasn't all that good. But I found out that after I got my food that they don't have any soy sauce. What? A Chinese restaurant, no soy sauce? You've got to be kidding me. So that was that. But the food overall is pretty good here. So I do recommend getting the food plan if you're coming to Cedar Point a lot. And I know the Gold Pass pays for itself within like 3 visits, I think. I'm not sure how long it takes for the meal plan to pay for itself, but I don't know, $20 a meal, give or take. $20 a meal, 2 meals a day, 20, 40. It's going to take a little while to pay that one, to get that one to pay for itself. But eventually it will if you're spending a lot of time at Cedar Point. The ride down here was great. We took the highway instead of the turnpike, not just to save money. I like when you're driving down the highway coming from Michigan, so coming northeast, or coming from the northwest, you get to see Cedar Point over one of the bridges that you cross in Port Clinton, and it's just really beautiful. It's just a really cool experience to drive through there. You drive through like a nuclear waste plant to one of those big giant steam whatever they're called. So I enjoyed taking that. When I got here, I made some reservations with this hotel called the Sleep Inn, right by the hotel, or right by the highway rather, and it was $80 a night. Not too bad at all. $80 a night. My kids got a free breakfast in the morning. I got a free breakfast, and they also gave you what else did they have? They had free breakfast in a pool. The kids loved the pool. They went in the morning and they went at night. We got our money's worth out of that. But last night, I was just by myself. I didn't have my kids with me this time, so I decided to go cheaper. So I stayed at this hotel called the Wolf Inn. here in Sandusky, and it was $45 a night. And oh boy, you could tell it was $45 a night. And it was a smoking room. I don't smoke. I don't have anything against people that smoke because I smoked when I was a teenager, but I don't anymore. But anyway, the room was $45 a night, and it was worth the 45. They treated me well there. Anyway, back to Cedar Point. I'm going to start keeping a close eye on the Cedar Point blog. I remember when I was a kid, I'd get in trouble a lot in high school and middle school because I was always on the Cedar Point website, seeing what Tony Clark is posting about. I know Tony and Tyler had the Cedar Point blog at one time. I know they still have the blog. Tony Clark left for a number of years and came back. He's also a fellow broadcaster like me. I've been on the air since I was 17 years old. I was program director at a few radio stations throughout the country. And I've been on the air ever since I was a kid, and I love radio. So that's why I thought I'd take two things that I absolutely love, radio and Cedar Point, and kind of combine them into each other. I was able to... Sorry, I had to pause there for a second. I heard thunder. Today is Tuesday. The park is not open today. I came down here expecting the park to be open because I thought, in the past at least, they're open every day after opening weekend. But nope, that is not the case. They are closed on Tuesday and Wednesday. So know that before you take the drive down here, that they won't be open. So instead, after I stayed in the hotel last night, I came here and used my Gold Pass to get in the free parking. And I went to the Cedar Point Beach and walked down there. And this is where I came to, this little bench here with the amusement park behind me. And I just wanted to do this video, and I'm going to start to keep you updated all the time on what's going on at Cedar Point. I know there's some awesome things. There always is awesome things always in the works down here in Sandusky, Ohio. So far today, the only rides they've been testing, like I said, the park is closed today, so I'm just recording this this podcast right outside Magnum XL 200. And if they fired up Magnum, I'd have to leave because I don't know. You probably know the lift hill, the chain link lift hill on that ride is so loud. So I wouldn't be able to broadcast from here. They also were running Gemini behind me, doing some testing on that, I assume. One train at a time. They didn't run the both blue and orange or red. They didn't run the both blue and orange trains together. They ran them separately. So they've been testing that. So far, that's the only rides that I've seen them testing. I'm really excited about this radio show. I'm excited to bring you all of the excitement I share with my kids this summer. And hopefully this radio show will entertain you and just give you some insider tips, ways to save money. Here's a way that I found to save money. I stay a lot in Canada. Every 2 weeks, I go to Canada for about 2 weeks. So I spend a lot of time there because that's where my significant other lives. I can't help that I fell in love with a Canadian on a dating app. I fell in love with her, and getting off topic here, but so I bought my passes at Canada's Wonderlands, and they charge the same price they do here at Cedar Point. But I don't know if you know this, but the Canadian dollar is a little bit different. Well, a lot different. So with the exchange rate, I saved quite a bit of money. So, and I think you can purchase them online too. So maybe that is something that you should look into if you'd like to save some money that way. Also, the souvenir cup, the one that I had stole from me, that I got back from the wonderful folks here at Cedar Point. The souvenir cup is pretty cool, but something they don't tell you, they probably do they most likely they 100% do in the fine print. They tell you you're only allowed to fill it up every 15 minutes. I don't know what their game plan is on that. I don't know why they choose to make it every 15 minutes, but that can be annoying because there were a couple times where they're like, "Oh, you haven't waited long enough," and I had to fill up my souvenir cup with water. So you're paying $40. You get to fill up this spot, and it's not really that big. It looks really cool. The kids wanted to keep it and take it with them, and I said, "Nope, stays in the back of the car." So that's another tip for you. If you buy, and we also bought the Snoopy Head souvenir popcorn container. So you'd always want to keep that container inside the car with you at all. Well, not at all times. Yeah, at all times. You want to keep the souvenir cup and the Snoopy Head popcorn container in the car so you don't forget it. I know you're going to want to take it inside and wash it, but you always forget something when you're traveling. It seems like you always forget at least one thing, and that would really suck to forget your souvenir cup. So that's my other tip is keep your souvenir cup inside your vehicle for the next time you go to Cedar Point. I don't know if the souvenir cup works at Canada's Wonderland. I'll find out later this year. Probably not. Probably not. But I know my meal plan does. My meal plan also works at Canada's Wonderland. I think, I don't know if I told you yet, but I paid $160 for that meal plan. And I paid the add-on, the multiple park add-on, so I could go to any amusement park that Cedar Point owns. And I know that Six Flags and Cedar Point have merged. So I don't know if in the future that would also include all Six Flags parks. I don't know if the price is going to go up or down. We can only hope. Cross our fingers, wait and see. I don't even know how much the season passes at Six Flags run for, and if they have a they more than likely have a multiple park pass. But we'll see what happens with that now that they've merged. Maybe they'll just leave them completely alone, and just leave the two entities separate from each other. We shall see. It's a little bit chilly today for a May day. There was a couple raindrops a couple seconds ago, and I have all my broadcast equipment out here, so hopefully it doesn't start downpouring on me. But I walked along the beach yesterday here at Cedar Point, and I noticed there was a lot of dead fish and a lot of dead birds, like a lot, so much that it stunk when you're walking on the boardwalk. I don't know if they're going to clean that up eventually. I know in the summer they have sand graters that they pull through the sand, and it makes the beach nice and soft and takes out all the dead stuff. But there was a lot of dead fish. I don't know if it's because they haven't done it yet this year. They haven't graded the sand yet this year. But that's something I noticed. It was kind of smelly dead fish. Oh, you can see Top Thrill Dragster 2 testing behind me. I really wanted to go on that ride, but here's the bummer with Top Thrill Dragster 2 that they also don't tell you is that you have to, 100% you have to purchase a locker. You know, you think, oh, no, you just leave it in your car. No, you have to because you can't even bring your car keys in the line. You can't put your car keys in your pocket. You can't put your season pass in your pocket. You can't put anything in your pocket. The only option is purchasing a locker. And it's not free like the one on Steel Vengeance is, which is pretty cool. The one on Steel Vengeance, they have those free lockers there that you can utilize to put all your stuff because I know there was a lawsuit at one time. Someone got hurt. From what I heard, I don't know. I hear rumors that it was a cell phone that fell out and hurt somebody pretty bad. So that's why there was a lawsuit. And now they require you to empty out everything out of your pockets. But Millennium. No, Top Thrill Dragster 2 does not allow the anything in the queue. So you have to get that locker. I heard from several people. I guess one of the lockers are only like $3 for one-time use, which isn't bad. And then you can also, I thought this was interesting, you could get a locker that you can use all day. At multiple places around the park, you can use their lockers with like a locker pass, which is pretty cool. Hey guys, how you doing? Here's some employees walking by us. What are you guys working on today? Training. Yep. Have a great day, you guys. So, yeah, it's going to be a great season here at Cedar Point, and I'm so excited to be a part of it with my Cedar Point Gold Pass. I'm definitely going to get my money's worth out of that. But like I said earlier in the video, I think I spent upwards more than $600 on the passes for uh, my family and I. Now I know I have a sibling, and they purchase like a VIP ticket where they get a VIP tent right outside of Millennium Force, and they get to go in Fast Lane Plus rides. Uh, they get to go at the front of any line you can think of, and they get select seating in the theater, and I think they can get all the drinks that they want too. But my sibling paid over $1,000 for this pass, so to be a VIP at Cedar Point, you gotta have the money in your pocket. But I don't think I'd go that far. I think I'll just go as far as I am right now with the all park passport and the meal plan and the souvenir add-on. Because parking, just parking alone, you're going to save so much money. Like I said, I think earlier, $20 every time you come to the park, that adds up quick. And if you leave for the day, like if you're not staying on the property, if you're not staying in hotel breakers, if you leave, you can't get. You, I I think yes. If you leave, you're allowed to get back into the park because you get a receipt. But after 5 days, there you go, $100 for parking alone. So that Cedar Point Gold Pass is going to pay for itself real quick. Also, something I haven't mentioned is I have access to Cedar Point Shores, formerly Soak City. They've been working in there all day today. I'm super excited to go there. I don't think they open up until the 25th, I think. I could be wrong, but they don't open up. I remember it used to be Memorial Day weekend, but I'm not sure anymore. I don't know if the 25th is Memorial Day. I don't know. So Cedar Point Shores is definitely cool when you get the Gold Pass. I don't know if it. No, I know for sure it's not available with the regular season pass at Cedar Point. You have to get the Gold Pass. But I don't know if you knew this or not, but Cedar Point has a payment option. Very cool. Or you could pay over a few months, where they take a little bit out of your checking account every month. You make a payment on this, and I don't think they give you a credit check or anything like that. I think everyone is open to use that. So that's nice. So you don't get hit with a huge bill at one time. And I think for all of my stuff, I think it's excuse me. I think it's about $100 a month for my passes with my boys and everything. It was so cool to take them to Cedar Point, because one of my first initial memories is riding Space Spiral, and I got to make those memories with them this year for the first time ever. And I think they had a really good time. We spent a lot of time in Kitty Kingdom over in the main Midway. Used to be King Arthur's Court. We went on a lot of the rides there. We waited in line for 4x4s, the cool trucks that you get to ride on. And again, they were training new employees. So there was quite a wait. And this lady, I felt so bad for her. She was nervous because she was new and she was being trained on how to operate this ride. And so she had to get on the loudspeaker and hold up the microphone to her mouth and say, "Are you guys ready?" She was trying to be loud, but she was just a quiet person, you could tell. So she was really panicking. But anyway, we waited for the whole line, and when we were next in line, I mean literally the next, right behind the gate, we were first. They got on the loudspeaker after they let everyone off and said, "Yep, the ride is closed until further notice for maintenance." So I was like, "Oh, why didn't you tell us that earlier?" And she said, "Well, we just found out just now." So I want you to go to Cedar Point this summer. I want you to have an awesome time. I want you to take as many videos as you can, and I want you to make those memories with your children. If you have children, I want you to make those memories with your friends and family this summer, because these memories will last forever. I can remember so many years. I've been getting a platinum pass or a season pass rather, ever since I was pretty little. So It's definitely worth it. And I've seen a lot at Cedar Point, and I've joked before, I might know the park better than half of the employees. I know the park like the back of my hand. I know roughly about when each ride opened. I know the year they opened. I know about the rides that were tore down to make way for new rides. I know a lot of the rich, rich history of Cedar Point. And we'll get into some of the history in later videos too. I'm going to try to do as many videos as possible to keep you updated on what's going on as far as construction updates and stuff like that. I know that Tony Clark keeps us updated on Cedar Point's website. Um, and when I was a kid, I got in trouble a lot for at school. I got in trouble for being on the Cedar Point website because I was so obsessed with this place. And it's a good place to be obsessed with. Anyway, I'm a radio guy. I've been on the air ever since I was 17 years old. I love radio. It's my passion. It's my number one passion. My second passion would be Cedar Point, obviously. So it's really cool to kind of combine these two uh, things together, and it's really cool to do this radio show. You can look us up on Facebook. Just search for Coaster Cast and give us a like. We'll do live videos on there when we're in the park, and we'll upload videos there as well. Yep. So thank you so much for checking out the video. Once again, it's Coaster Cast, and my name is DJ. Thank you so much for checking out the video. We'll see you soon.